Last class, we have discussed regarding the Z parameters, Y parameters, and then H parameters. In today's class, we'll discuss regarding the application of these hybrid parameters to the transistor amplifiers. Okay, am I audible? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So in the last class, we have written the two equations. V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2, and I2 is equal to H21 I1 plus H22 V2. And also we told that the first equation can be written in the form of a two voltage sources. One is independent voltage source V1, other is a dependent voltage source H12 V2, right? And then we are writing in the form of a circuit loop in which we have a voltage source V1. So just so if the voltage is V1 and this is H11 and the current through this H11 is I1 and this is your dependent voltage source H12 into V2. So this voltage source depending upon the voltage V2, right? So this is one circuit that we have written for the equation 1. And now based upon the equation 2, I told you that we can consider this equation as a KCL equation in which I have two current sources. So one current is I2, the other current is I1, H21 into I1. Okay, so for this what we have done, we have considered that there is an incoming current I2 which is dividing into two parts. Okay, so this is a current source. So this current source is H21 into I1, and then we have a conductance G. So G equal to H22, and then voltage across this is V2. Okay. So if G is equal to H22, what will be your R value? What will be the R value, resistance value? Please respond.
1 by H2.
1 by H22. Okay. So this you should never consider this H22 as a resistance, you should say conductance. Okay. So we are combining these two circuits, okay, in our transistor. Okay. So this is the equivalent circuit. So for any transistor, we have three terminals. So out of these three terminals, one terminal is common. Okay, this will be a common terminal. So if it's a common base circuit, this will be the base terminal. This will be the emitter. This will be your collector terminal. Okay. So in case if it is a common emitter circuit, then this would have been emitter. This would have been base. This will remain collector only. If it's a common collector circuit, this would have been collector. This terminal would have been base. This terminal would have remained emitter. Okay. So based upon conclusion, we are going to redraw the circuits for the transistors. Okay. And now already in the last slide, we have seen that the H11 we are writing it as HI. So HI implies that it's a short circuit input impedance. Okay. Now in case if it's a common base configuration, we will write HI as HIB. So this subscript B implies that it's a common base configuration. If it's a common emitter configuration, we will write it as HIE. If it's a common collector configuration, we'll write it as HIC. Similarly, this reverse voltage gain, we'll write it as HR. In the common base HRB, common emitter HRE, in common collector HRC. And then we have the in forward current gain HF. In common base we'll write it as HFB. In common emitter we will write it as HFE. In common collector we will write it as HFC. And then this output admittance H0 or H22 we'll write it as H common base, OE in common emitter, H OC in the common collector. Okay, so what we are going to do is, all the transistor is a non-linearized circuit. For small signal analysis or for small AC signals, we are going to linearize the transistor equations. Okay, so in the last class itself I have asked a question, what is linearity? I told you to inquire with your circuit analysis sir, right? So did you ask him, or did you at least googled or somewhere you read in some book? You can, if you have done that, please respond. What is linearity? What is linearity? When can we say that a given circuit element or a circuit is a linear circuit, or a given element is a linear element? So what conditions to be satisfied when we call an equation as a linear equation or a linear function? Please respond. So I'll randomly call some people. 227. 227. Please unmute and answer. What is linearity?
Sir.
Yeah. What is linearity? What do you understand by linearity? You can tell your own words. Okay, no need to frame your sentence. Okay. In simple words, you can explain yourself. What do you understand by linearity? So property of a circuit whose parameters does not change, be constant.
So the property in which the output is directly proportional to the input in some on the other way.
So can you be more precise?
Like there could be a ratio between the input and output. Like there's no sudden change or like sudden growth, like the resistance, inductance.
Okay. So whatever you are telling is somewhere in the kind of a layman terms that I understood. But to be very precise, in mathematical terms, I will be giving you two properties of a linear circuit or any kind of linear function in general. So for example, if a function, let us say that f of x is there. If you want to tell that this function is a linear function, then it has to satisfy two properties. The first property is called additivity. Second property is called homogeneity. So additivity means that if I have a function f of x1 plus x2, this I should be able to write it as f of x1 plus f of x2. Okay, or I can say it's a principle of your superposition. Okay, this has to be satisfied. Okay, this is the condition number 1. The condition number 2 is homogeneity of degree 1. So homogeneity means that if I have f of alpha into x, if I am multiplying this input with some constant alpha, then I should be able to write it as alpha into f of x. Okay, so if these two conditions satisfied, then I can call this function as a linear function. So this can be applied both to the electrical subject or to any kind of mathematical expression. If these two conditions are satisfied, then we call that function as a linear function. Okay, fine. So this x need not be integer, it can be any kind of a number, any real number you can take. Fine. So what we are going to take is, we are taking the linearized model of your transistor. So the main objective of this topic is that a nonlinear transistor is being linearized for small AC signals. Okay. And then we are going to analyze the functioning of your amplifier. So if you take a NPN transistor CE configuration, so this is the analog circuit that you are seeing. So you have a transistor symbol, you are giving a AC input signal. In the last class I told you that in common emitter configuration, your whatever the input signal that you are going to give is being inverted. Did you remember that point? I told you that there will be 180 degrees phase shift in the output. So I can see it, I can show it here. So if I'm giving a sinusoidal signal over here, I'm getting a 180, I'm getting a sinusoidal signal in the output with 180 degrees phase shift. Can you observe this point? This only applicable only for the common emitter amplifier. So even in your objective questions, this is a very much important. If you are preparing for a JANCO or TRANSCO exams, this kind of questions will be asked. Okay, so can you observe this difference in the signals? Input signal I am giving a sinusoidal signal, whereas output I am getting a sinusoidal signal with 180 degrees phase shift. Can you observe this? So there's a 180 degrees phase shift because I am using a common emitter amplifier. I'm using a transistor in the common emitter configuration. Okay. And then these capacitors are nothing but are only used to block the DC content in the AC signal that you are giving. Okay. These are called coupling capacitors. CC implies that coupling capacitors. Okay. So for time being, we will not include this in our circuit representation. So we'll not worry about them. So I'll explain about coupling capacitors when the time arrives. For time being, you can omit this coupling capacitors. Okay, and here is your RB. So resistance in your base circuit. Here is your bias voltage VBB and bias voltage VCC. So this VB and VCC are ensuring such that your emitter based junction is forward bias and collector based junction will be in reverse bias. That's the only reason that we are keeping this. Okay, and then based upon this symbol of the arrow mark, I can say that it's an NPN transistor. NPN. Okay, so this analog circuit, if I represent by means of a linearized two-port network, I can redraw in this fashion. So earlier we have already drawn this portion. So I have a V1. So this is your V1. So V1, I'm writing it as V in. So V in is nothing but in a common emitter configuration. What is your input voltage? What is your input voltage? Please respond. What is your input voltage? What is your input voltage? This is the reason I given the quiz. I've given almost 12 questions only just to identify what are the input voltages, what is the output voltage, what is the input current and output current, right? So for a common emitter configuration, this is your emitter. And then at the input terminal, you have your base. So input voltage will be the voltage between your base and emitter. So input voltage will be your VBE. Okay. And then I have written the HIE. And I have written the dependent voltage source HRE into V2. V2 is nothing but your V output voltage. At the output terminals, what we have, output terminals is nothing but terminal between your collector C and emitter E. So output voltage is nothing but your VCE. That's why I'm writing it as HRE into VCE. So this is the dependent voltage source. And then we have the dependent current source. So dependent current source is nothing but HFE into I1 or I in. So here what is the input current in a common emitter transistor? What's the input current?
IB.
IB.
Sir.
So this is your input current. This is your input current. That's why I'm writing HFE into IB. Okay. So this is your dependent current source now. And then I have my conductance HOE. This is your conductance. If you are writing resistance, I have to write it as 1 by HOE. Okay. And then output voltage is VCE, and then current is IC. IC is coming towards the transistor. So if I consider external load resistor RL, so and I will consider that current is flowing into the RL, then I am representing by a load current IL. So if you apply KCL at this node, what will be your IL? What's the relationship between IL and IC? Apply KCL at this node and tell me the equation. Apply KCL at this node and tell me the equation. Apply KCL. Please, anyone, please respond. What will be the KCL equation? I'm asking a simple KCL equation. Please respond. See, the laterals can, I think they can answer. What happened? What are the incoming currents? What are the outgoing currents at this node? Please tell me what is KCL. Anyone answer me what is simply KCL? What is KCL equation?
Kirchhoff's current law equation.
Yeah, Kirchhoff's current law. What is Kirchhoff's current law?
Sum of incoming current is equal to sum of outgoing current.
Yeah, sum of incoming currents is equal to sum of outgoing currents. So what are the incoming currents for this node? Are there any incoming currents? Are there any incoming currents for this node? Are there any incoming currents? There are no incoming currents. No. So incoming current is equal to 0. Okay. What are the outgoing currents?
IL, sir.
IL. And is there any outgoing current? IC. So IL plus IC. So this is your KCL. So sum of incoming currents is equal to sum of outgoing currents. So 0 is equal to IL plus IC. So what will be your IL value? IL value will be equal to minus IC. Okay. So load current IL is nothing but minus of IC. So let us move to the next slide. So here I am representing HIE as your input impedance, HR as a reverse voltage gain, HFE as a forward current gain, HO as the output admittance. Okay. Now I am rewriting the hybrid parameters equations in terms of these voltages. So that is V1 or Vin equal to HIE into IIN plus HR into Vout. IOut or I2 is equal to HFE into IIN, that is I1, plus HOE into V2, that is Vout. Okay. Now if I am replacing for the CE configuration Vin, for CE configuration, if you remember from the past quiz also, I given the same questions. So V input is nothing but VBE, I input is nothing but IB, and then for the output circuit, V output. So at the output terminals, voltage is VCE, and then current is, what is the current? For the transistor, it is IC. Okay, that's what I'm writing here. So VB is equal to HIE into IB plus HRE into VCE. And then IC is equal to HFE into IB plus HOE into VC. Okay. Now if you go back to the circuit diagram, so I'll clear this. Okay. Now tell me what will be the voltage across this resistor? Voltage across this resistor. What is VCE? VCE, can I write it as IL into RL? Can I write like this? So VC is nothing but the voltage across C and E terminals, across your collector and emitter terminals. So across C and E, I have the load resistor RL, through which the current flowing is IL. Okay. So can I write VC is equal to IL into RL? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Please respond. Yes, right. Now if I represent IL as minus IC, can I write like this? So VC is equal to minus IC into RL, right? Earlier we have got that IL is equal to minus IC when we have used the KCL equation, right? Same thing we are employing over here. So we got a equation VC is equal to minus IC into RL. So we got three equations. Okay. So these are the three basic equations that we are writing from your circuit diagram. Now what we need to do is we need to define some performance parameters for this transistor acting as an amplifier. The first parameter is that how much current we have gained. That's your current gain. So current gain is given by the symbol AIE. So A stands for amplification. Okay. So A stands for amplification. Because it is current amplification, I am representing by symbol I, means the current, and it's a configuration is common emitter. So I am writing IE. So I am writing the symbol AIE. Okay. So AIE is nothing but the ratio of the output current to the input current. So output current is the current to the load resistor. Okay. And then the input current that I am flowing into the circuit is IB. Okay, so it's a ratio of IL to IB. So here I'm only considering for the amplifier circuit. Okay, this is the for the amplifier circuit only I'm telling. So I'm not considering this output for the transistor. If I have written for the transistor, I would have written IC by IB. Okay, I'm considering it as an amplifier now. So for the amplifier, the output is your output current is your IL. So IL by IB, I can rewrite it as minus IC by IB. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we have to write all these performance parameters in terms of your hybrid parameters. Okay. So all these parameters I should write in terms of either your HIE or HRE or HFE or HOE, or a combination of these parameters. Okay, I should get this current gain in terms of this. Okay, so that's my objective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace all these currents or voltages that we are getting in the meanwhile. Okay, so I need to replace this IC value, I need to replace this IB value. Okay, so for that what I'm going to do is first from equation 2 and 3. So what are the equation 2 and 3? So this is equation 2, this is equation 3. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this 3 in equation 2. So what happens when I replace equation 3 in 2? What happens? What will be the equation becomes? IC is equal to, please you prompt me and I will be writing it over here. What happens when I replace 3 in 2? Please respond. Please give the prompt. What happens when I press HFE IB plus HOE into minus IC into RL, right? Okay. So from this, I'll take the IC terms to one side. Okay. If I take the IC terms, so I'm taking the IC terms to one hand side. So all the IC terms I'm bringing to the left hand side. So it is IC into 1 plus HOE into RL. This minus HOE RL, when it comes to the left hand side, becomes plus. Okay. 1 plus HOE into RL is equal to HFE into IB. Okay. Now I can take the ratio of IC by IB. What will be the IC by IB? Now IC by IB will be equal to HFE by 1 plus HOE into RL. Okay. But A is equal to minus IC by IB. So I'll get a minus sign over here. Okay. HF minus HFE by 1 plus HOE into RL. So now you are seeing that I have got the current gain or the current amplification as a function of your hybrid parameters. Okay. So these parameters are defined for a given transistor. So you can get these values from a manufacturer's data sheet. Okay. Next is the input resistance. So resistance is nothing but a ratio of voltage to the current, right? So if I'm calling it as input resistance, it is nothing but a ratio of input voltage to the input current. Okay. So what is the input voltage for this CE transistor? What's the input voltage?
VBE.
VBE, right? So it is VBE. Input current is IB. Okay, the ratio of these two things is nothing but your input resistance. Okay, so the ratio of VBE by IB. So again, what we need to do? We need to write this ratio in terms of your hybrid parameters. Okay, so again, we need to replace all this VBE or IB. Okay, now again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute the value of earlier we have written VC. We have replaced VC is equal to minus IC into RL, right? Now what I'm going to do it is I will be writing IC as minus VC by RL. Okay. Again, this value I'm going to substitute in the equation 3. So what is your equation 3? Sorry, equation 2. So what is your equation 2? IC is equal to HFE into IB plus HOE into VC, right? Now if I replace this IC value over here as minus VC by RL, so what does this equation becomes? Just a minute. Is the PPT visible to you? Is the
Yes, sir.
PPT visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. So if I replace this IC value as minus VC by RL, so your equation will now turn to be minus VC by RL, that's your IC. So I replace IC value equal to HFE into IB plus HOE into VC. Now again I am bringing the VC terms. So earlier I brought the IC terms to one side, right? Now I am bringing all the VC terms. So I am taking this VC terms to the right hand side, okay, and then taking the IB terms to the left hand side. So when this IB goes to the left hand side, it becomes minus HFE into IB equal to, when I take this to the right hand side, becomes VCE into HOE plus 1 by RL. Okay. Now your VCE by IB ratio will be equal to minus HFE by HOE plus 1 by RL. Okay. But still this is not the ratio that we require. So the ratio that we require is VBE by IB, but we got the ratio of VCE by IB. So still we need to know what is the ratio of VBE by IB. Okay, so our derivation is not at over. Okay, so keep it aside. Now what I'm going to do is I got the value of VCE by IB, right? Now using this I'll be utilizing the is in equation number 1. So what is your equation number 1? V1 is equal to, if you remember, or V in is equal to HIE into IB plus HRE into VC. This was supposed to be your equation number 1. Okay, where V in is nothing but your VBE, right? So in this equation, I'm going to write VCE. So what is your VCE from this equation? So if this is the equation, what will be our VCE value now? VCE value I will be writing it as minus HFE by HOE plus 1 by RL into this IB. When it goes to this side, it becomes a numerator, right? So this VCE value I am going to represent in this equation. So I am writing VB is equal to HIE into IB plus HRE into, this entire term is nothing but your VCE. Okay. So I have replaced the value of VCE. So VC is equal to minus HFE into IB by HOE plus 1 by RL. Okay. So from this, now I have IB in both these two terms. Okay. This IB I'll take it to the left hand side. So this numerator now becomes the denominator. So it is VBE by IB. I'm left out with HIE minus HRE into HFE by HOE plus 1 by RL. So this is the ratio that we require. So VB by IB is nothing but your input resistance of your CE amplifier. So RIE is equal to HIE minus HRE into HFE by HOE plus 1 by RL. Okay. So for the numerical problem that you are going to solve from this topic, if you are getting any numerical values, so you need to remember this formula. You may have to derive this equations also. So in the semester exams, either they may ask you to derive these parameters like what is the current gain, what is the voltage gain, what is the input resistance, what is the output resistance in terms of your hybrid parameters. They may ask for either C or CB or CC. Okay, you may have to derive it. Otherwise, they may directly give you the values of this. So they may give you the hybrid parameter values or the load resistor values, and they may ask you directly to find out this what is the out voltage gain, what is the current gain on, and so on. Okay, so you need to be practicing this topic. So unless you put your pen on the paper, you may not be able to grasp this topic. Okay, so you need to practice this. So it's more or less just playing with some equations, right? So coming to the voltage gain. So what will be the voltage gain? So it's a ratio of output voltage to input voltage. Okay. So already we have seen that input voltage is, what's the input voltage for the CE transistor? Please respond. What is the input voltage?
VB.
VBE. Okay. What is the output voltage?
VC.
Output
VC.
VC, right? Yeah. So it's a ratio of VCE to VBE. So AVE, voltage amplification in the common emitter configuration, is VCE by VBE. Okay. So we need to replace this VCE by VBE in terms of your hybrid parameters. Okay. So already for the input circuit, if you see the input circuit, or directly from this equation, I can write VBE is equal to RIE into IB, right? So already we have defined RIE is equal to VB by IB. So I will be writing VBE as RIE into IB. The same equation I am writing over here. So VB I am writing it as RIE into IB. Okay. Now instead of writing VBE, I will be writing it as IB into RIE. Now this will be equal to VCE by IB into 1 by RIE. Okay. So already we have derived this ratio VCE by IB in the previous slide itself. So what's the VCE by IB value that we have got over here? I'll be erasing this. What's the VCE by IB value that you have derived earlier in this equation? Please read it out. What's VCE by IB that we have derived earlier? Please read it out.
minus HFE by HOE plus 1 by RL.
Right. So minus HFE by HOE plus 1 by RL. This equation we are going to replace over here. So this value is representing by minus HFE by HOE plus 1 by RL. Okay. So now your AVE will be equal to minus HFE by HOE plus 1 by RL into 1 by RIE. So RIE again we have a different expression. Okay. So this is your RIE. Okay. So only first you need to, so in some numerical problems, first you need to find out what is RIE, and they may have, then you need to find out this voltage gain. Okay. So next is output resistance. So the output resistance, so output resistance will be equal to your VCE by IC. Okay, so change in the output voltage to the output current. But here you should, one more thing you need to consider, that here we need to keep the input voltage as 0. This is the only special condition that you should remember. So we should first set the input voltage to be 0, and we can set, you have to set the RL value to be infinite. And then if you are giving a voltage VCE and obtaining a current IC, then ROE will be equal to VCE by IC. Okay, so this is very much important. So we are setting the input voltage to be equal to 0. So this is defined only for VB is equal to 0. Okay, so from the equation 2, so equation 2 is your output current IC is equal to HFE into IB by plus HOE into VCE, right? So now I am taking this, I am dividing this equation by VCE. So if I divide this equation by VCE, it becomes IC by VCE is equal to HFE into IB by VCE plus HOE. Okay, now we will be using the equation 1. So equation 1 is VB is equal to HIE IB plus HRE VCE, right? So in this equation, I am going to replace this input voltage VB as 0. So what happens when I replace this VB is equal to 0? 0 is equal to HIE into IB plus HR into VCE. So from this, I'll get IB equal to minus HRE VCE by HIE. So IB by VC is equal to minus HRE by HIE. Okay, so earlier we got IC by VC equal to HF into IB by VCE plus HOE. Now I am going to replace this value IB by VCE. Okay, so I am going to replace that value. So I am getting IC by VC is equal to HFE into minus HRE by HIE that we got from this equation, and replacing plus HOE. Okay, now if you take the LCM is HIE, so it is minus HRE HFE plus HIE into HOE. Okay, so from this, so this is a ratio of current to the voltage, but what we require the ratio of voltage to the current. So we'll take the reciprocal of this equation. If we take the reciprocal of this equation, then ROE will be equal to VCE by IC equal to reciprocal of this will become HIE by HIE into HOE minus HRE into HFE. So this will be your output resistance of the CE amplifier. Next, so till now we have taken that we are giving a input signal, AC signal from an ideal source. Okay, but in case if you are considering that your input signal source has a source resistance RS, because in practical world none of the sources are ideal, they have some internal resistance. So in case if you want to consider that internal resistance, okay, so if you are considering the voltage gain after including the R source resistance RS, so the voltage gain will call represented by AVES. So where AVE is nothing but your normal voltage gain in the common emitter configuration. If I adding this subscript S, it means that we are also including the source resistance. Okay, so I'm rewriting the diagram. So I'm simplifying the input circuit. So in the input circuit, I have an input voltage VBE across a input resistance of the amplifiers RIE. So instead of writing all these values like HIE and a dependent voltage source. Okay. So instead of writing this entire circuit, I'm simply representing this circuit by a simple input resistance RIE. Okay. So the relationship between RIE and HIE, all these things are already we have derived. Okay. Replacing this portion of the circuit by a simple RIE. So this RIE that I have written. So across which I am connecting my voltage source VS with a source resistance RS. So you know that for a voltage source, your source resistance will be in series. So VS and RS are in series, which are connected to the input terminals. You know the input terminals in common emitter configuration are base and emitter. Okay. Now you tell me the relationship between your VS and VBE. How are these RS and RIE? Are they in series or they are in parallel? Please respond. How they are? Hello?
Series.
Series,
Series,
right?
sir.
So what is the relationship between your VS and VBE now? In series circuit, what happens to the voltages? Will they be equal or will they be shared?
Divide.
A voltage will be divided, right? So what is the VBE value? How can you write VBE value? Do you remember the voltage divider rule? Vx is equal to Rx by R equivalent into Vs. Do you remember this equation? The voltage divider rule, right? So here Vx is nothing but your VBE. So your VBE is equal to, what is Rx? What's this resistance? What's this resistance? Please respond.
RIE.
Okay, RIE divided by what's the total resistance? R equivalent. So in series circuit, what is will be the R equivalent? Sum of the resistances, right? In a series circuit, what is the equivalent resistance?
RIE.
So it is Rs plus RIE into Vs. Okay, this you keep it aside. So VBE and Vs, you know the relationship. Okay. Now your overall voltage gain will be equal to. So earlier we have written that voltage gain. We have written that voltage gain is equal to output voltage by input voltage. So where we have written VCE by VBE. Okay. Now what we have written, what we are now replacing is that in place of input voltage VBE, we will be writing Vs. So it's a ratio of VCE by Vs. Then it will be AVES. Okay. So it is VCE by Vs. So I can again rewrite this equation as, instead of writing VCE by Vs, I will be dividing into two parts. VCE by VBE into VBE by Vs. This we have already calculated. This value is nothing but your AB. And then I need to write VBE by Vs. What is VBE by Vs from this equation? What is VBE by Vs? Please respond. What is VBE by Vs?
RIE by RIE plus R.
So RIE by RS plus RIE. Okay, that's what I am writing. So AVES. So if you are including the source along with its resistance, then it will be equal to your normal transistor voltage gain into RIE by RIE plus RS. Okay. Similarly, you can find out for current gain. So I am now considering the supply as a current source. Okay, for the current source, how to represent the source resistance? Will you keep it in series or in parallel? Source resistance, how do you keep it for a current source?
Parallel.
How to parallel, right? So I'm writing the now the signal source as IS in parallel with a internal resistance RS. Okay, so IS is in parallel with RS. And what is the input current for the CE transistor? Input current is IB. Okay, and the terminals are VBE. And again I am writing the input resistance as RIE. Okay, now what is the relationship between IS and IB? You have two resistors in parallel, RS and RIE. You need to find out the current. You need to find out the current going in branch RIE. Okay, what's the current going to the RIE? So what's the relationship between IB and IS? What will be your IB? How do you find out this IB value? When two resistances are in parallel, when you want to find out the current in one branch, how do you find out? Do you remember this equation, opposite resistance by total resistance into the source current? Do you remember this or not? If I have two branches, branch 1, branch 2, and there is some current IS is flowing. Okay, you need to find out I2 and I1. So what will be this R1, R2? What will be your I1 value? I1 value will be equal to opposite resistance by total resistance into IS. Similarly, I2 will be equal to opposite resistance. So opposite resistance for this R2 is R1. So R1 by R1 plus R2 into IS. So you might have learned it in your intermediate or in your diploma, if you remember. It's current division rule. Do you remember this current division rule? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's what. So I can write IB is equal to, what's the resistance opposite to this RIE? It is RS, right? So I'll be writing IB is equal to RS by RS plus RIE into source current is IS. Okay. Now your overall current gain is equal to your load current by source current IS. So again I'm writing it into two parts. I'm writing IL by IS as IL by IB into IB by IS. This already I know. This is the ratio is nothing but your current gain AIE. Now I need to write this relationship between IB by IS. So IB by IS is nothing but RS by RS plus RIE. Okay, that's what I'm writing. AIES is equal to AIE into RS by RS plus RIE. Okay. So with this, we have completed the parameters. So we have 6 parameters. So if you recollect, the first parameter that we have discussed is your voltage gain, your current gain AIE. Next we have discussed, so AIE is nothing but ratio of your output current to the input current, IL by IB. Next is input resistance RI. So RI is nothing but ratio of the input voltage to the input current. Next we have voltage gain. It's the ratio of output voltage VCE to the input voltage VBE. Next we have output resistance. For the output resistance, it's the ratio of output voltage to the output current. But additional thing that you have to remember is that we have to set the input voltage as 0. Okay. And then finally we have to include the source resistance. Okay, if you are including the source resistance, then the voltage gain will now turn to be AVES equal to output voltage by source voltage. And similarly, current gain with source resistance will be equal to output current by source current, IL by IS. Okay. So this is a complicated circuit that you are seeing, right? So your hybrid parameter circuit. So if I go back to the slide, is the slide visible to you? The CE hybrid model? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a complicated circuit. You have a resistance. You have a resistance HIE. You have a dependent voltage source. You have a dependent current source. You have a conductance, right? Along with that, you have a load resistor. You have a source voltage. So if you want to reduce this circuit to a simpler form, you can do that. Okay. So what I can do is I'll be reducing this dependent voltage source and this conductance value. So if I reduce this, the circuit will be a simpler circuit. Okay, so we shall see how to draw this simpler circuit now. So this I can call it as a exact model. This is a exact model. Next I will be drawing is a simpler model. So same circuit I am going to redraw, but without having this dependent voltage source and this output conductance or output admittance value. So why only those two values can be removed, we shall discuss. So if we consider this equation, IC is equal to HFE IB plus HOE into VCE, right? So you know that in a CE transistor, your input resistance is low or a low value or a high value? Please tell me your input resistance in a common emitter configuration. It's a low value or a high value?
Values.
Low value. Output resistance?
High value.
High value, right? Now, so what is basically your output resistance? Output resistance is nothing but you have a HOE term is there. In parallel with that, you have a RL term, right? In the exact model of the circuit, if you have seen, you are seeing that this IC, this IL, this is your current source is there, right? So what is the effective resistance of your output circuit? Basically, it's nothing but equivalent of this parallel branches, right? So this is 1 by HOE, this is RL. Okay, so your effective output resistance is nothing but 1 by HOE parallel to your RL value. And you know that output resistance of a transistor is very high. It means that this 1 by HOE value is very high. Okay, so in that case, what happens to your HOE value? So do you understand what I am telling? So for a transistor, for in CE configuration, input resistance is, so when we are discussing the transistor characteristics, I told you that input resistance will be low value. Sorry. I told you that input resistance will be a low value, output resistance will be a very high value, right? Now let us consider that you have a 1 ohm resistor in parallel with a 1000 ohm resistor. Okay, what will be the effective resistance? Please tell me. Please respond. What will be the effective resistance of this circuit when you have 1 ohm resistor connected in parallel with 1000 ohm resistor? Please respond. Hello, am I audible? Please respond. What's the effective resistance when you have a one single ohm resistor and a 1000 ohm resistor connected in parallel? What is the effective resistance? How to find out that? You not tell me the numerical value, best tell me how to find out the value.
R1 R2 by R1 plus R2, sir.
Yes, R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So it will be 1 into 1000 by 1 plus 1000. So this will be what will be this value? 1000 by 1001. So this will be less than 1, right? So it means that when you are connecting two resistors in parallel, the effective resistance will be smaller than the smallest value, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have a large value, 1 by HOE is a very large value, and have another load resistor RL. So when I connecting these two resistors in parallel, your effective resistance will be near to the smallest value. Here among these two values, which is the smallest value? RL.
RL.
So your effective resistance will be almost near to the RL. So I can say that your HYE is a conductance such that 1 by HYE is as if it's a very large value. For practical concerns, I can consider it to be as an open circuit. Okay. So what is the resistance of open circuit? It's infinite, right? So I can say that if 1 by HYE value is in mega ohms, if 1 by HYE value is in mega ohms, can I consider it to be open circuit?
Yes, sir.
Right? So I will be considering, instead of writing this 1 by HYE as a separate conductance or a resistor, I will be simply replacing with a open circuit. Okay. So instead of writing this as 1 by HYE, I will be replacing with a open circuit. This is a open circuit. Okay. So I will be removing this HYE term. Okay. So we shall be removing the HYE term. And then you know that your IC is nearly equal to HFE into IB. Because you are removing this HYE term, you are left out with IC is nearly equal to HFE into IB term. And you know that IB relationship between your now your HRE into VCE is there, right? Similarly, if you consider this equation, your VCE value, instead of VCE, I can write it with IC into RL, right? Now, if I replace this value, this will become HRE into, I need to replace the IC value. What is IC value from this equation? Please respond. What is the IC value that you are seeing?
HFE into IB.
Okay. So what we are doing is, you have an input circuit also. So I'll be removing this. So what is the input in the input circuit? You have HIE, you have a VBE voltage, and then you have a dependent voltage source. What is this dependent voltage source value? What is dependent voltage source value? HRE into V out, that is VCE, right? This is the input circuit. This is your base, this is your emitter. Okay. Now I want to replace this HR into VCE also. So I'm finding out what will be the VCE value first. Okay. So VCE is equal to IC into RL. Now I'm replacing the IC value with HFE into IB. So this value will now become HRE into VCE value will now become HRE into HFE into IB into RL. Okay. So for a practical transistor, this product HRE into HFE will be a very small value. It will be nearly equal to 0.01. Okay. So this value will be a very small value. So I can say that because your HRE into HFE is a very small value, and I also know that IB value. So what's the range of your IB? IB will be in the range of microamperes. Do you remember that? For a transistor, IB is in the range of, base current will be in the range of microamperes to milliamperes. Do you remember that? So if I multiply this microampere range with again a very small value like 0.01. So what will be your HRE into VCE value? So HRE into VCE value will be a very low quantity. Very low quantity. Okay. So for practical purposes, can I consider it to be 0? So for practical purposes, if RL is a not very large value, we told that RL will be a small value compared to your HOE, right? So RL is also a small value. If RL is not large value, then this value HR into VC will be a very low quantity. So for practical purpose, I'll consider it to be nearly equal to 0. In other words, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this dependent voltage source with a short circuit. Okay, so voltage equal to 0 means it's a short circuit. Okay, so this will be your VBE, this your HIE. So instead of your dependent voltage source, I am replacing with a short circuit. Okay, so from the previous exact circuit, I am removing two other terms. One is the dependent voltage source, other is your output conductance. Okay, so if I remove that, this is how your simplified hybrid model will look like. Okay, so here I have removed this output conductance HOE. Here I have removed the dependent voltage source HRE into VC. Here it should be have been HOE or 1 by HOE. Okay, this resistance I have removed, this voltage source I have removed. So it's a simplified hybrid model. So from this model, I can write the generalized approximate model. Okay. So if we consider, so if you for now forget about these portions. So now forget about this portion. So you remove this portion, you remove this portion. What you are left out with? You have three terminals. What are the three terminals? Please answer. You have a base. You have a base. Here you have a collector. And then here you have a emitter. Okay. Now tell me what are the elements between your base and emitter. So please say it aloud. What is the element that you are seeing between base and emitter? What's the element that you are seeing? What's the element?
Resistor.
So what's this resistance value? HIE, right? So I'll be writing a HIE over here. What's the current through this HIE? What's the current? IB. Okay, IB I'm writing. And then between your collector and emitter, what is the element that you are having? A dependent voltage source, right? Not RL. I told you to remove this RL value in the RS VS values. What you have? These are external values. You are giving a input voltage source. You are taking the output voltage across a load resistor. These are external values. I am only considering regarding the transistor now. For the transistor, you have only now HFE into IB, which is a dependent current source, right? So the dependent current source I am representing over here. So this is your dependent current source, HFE into IB. And what's the current through this? From C to E, what's the current that you are seeing?
IC.
IC, right? So this is the approximate model or the generalized model. So generalized approximate model will be like this. So whatever the connection that you want to do, you can do it now. So whether you want to change it to a common base configuration or common collector configuration, common emitter configuration, it is up to you. Okay. So I'll be talking about converting this generalized approximate model into CB and CC configurations in the upcoming class. Okay. So what I have first done, I have first taken exact model and then I have simplified it by removing the dependent voltage source and output conductance value. And then I'm approximating by taking away the input voltage source and the load resistor. I'm only taking the three nodes. What are the three nodes of the transistor? I have an emitter, I have a base, and I have a collector. I am representing the three currents of the transistor and also representing the components like HIE and HFE into IB. Okay, with this I will end the class now. Okay.